Welcome back to Bordeaux Life. Today we're at Chateau lagorce and we're actually working on the door for the Bastide little bijou house, we'll call it these days, because it's no longer an abandoned squat. I think a more precise way of saying it is that Louis is working on the door, but he does have an assistant. Let's go and see how he's getting on, and yeah, afterwards we'll whip over to the abandoned house, well, bijou house, and show you where we're up to. Might even do a little bit of work over there. What do you think, Anna?
Good idea. Hey, baby dog. Where's your daddy? Magnifique. Je sais que c'est pas fini, mais ça fait...
So you just saw me go out for some more product there, and I actually trapped Louis. It was 12 o'clock and the shop closed at 15:15. So off I go in the van, but I had Louis's lunch in the van, so he couldn't stop working. He had to work into his lunch hour. It cut into his siesta time, but he's going again now. Let's go have a look at the door. So, how's it going, Louis?
Well,
Louis Vader.
it's going good.
So, the technique we are using is popping some gel on. This kind of eats at the paint. So we're popping the gel on, and then Louis says he wants to go over it with a sander afterwards. Why are we doing it here? Well, we have the sandblaster here. It's lovely here. You get lots of birds chirping as well, don't you, Louis?
Yes.
But we had the sandblaster here. Louis started with the sandblast this morning. There's just sand going everywhere, and he'd had enough. So I said, okay, I've got another technique. So we're using the gel, and feel free to put your techniques. I know everybody has their own preferred technique in the comments, but I would love to have the laser machine that burns everything off.
Oh yes, I've seen, I saw one of them, and then I wanted to know the price. When I saw the price, I just gave up on the idea.
Yeah, I think if we were doing lots of things like this, I'd get one. But we don't do a lot of this kind of work, so it's really not worth it. Louis is going to be on this maybe all day, and he'll kind of break the back of it on one day. We've got some great stuff to show you though on this door. Come close, Anna. So this here is all cast iron, and where Louis started with the sandblasting, he managed to get through all the paint pretty quick, but it was awkward work. And you can see there's so much more detail. Look at this one here.
Yeah, it doesn't look much, no.
Look at the detail on that. So, you know, it's Jules's, we'll say Jules the menuisier, it's his fault that we've had to take all the paint off, because he said he wants to see the door with no paint on, so he knows what he's working with, which is fair enough. And actually, instead of being a fault, it's been brilliant, because we've got all those details, and when we paint this, we're still going to see those details, because there's about 30 or 40 layers of very thick paint on these, so that's great. Another thing we found was here, you can see it just poking through.
Let me come closer. What's poking through?
Black paint.
Which I love.
Yep, and I think we're all in agreement. We've had a committee meeting.
Haven't we, Louis?
Yes, during the lunch.
So all of this is blue, yes, I think.
Yes, the wooden part.
Yeah, the same blue as the street signs in France, that kind of royal blue.
Yeah.
The door knocker and the handle have to be black anyway.
Yes.
And then these painted black as well, these two.
Yes.
I think it's going to look absolutely stunning like that.
Yes.
And it's time to get on with it. Est-ce que je peux?
Are you still in Louis' glory?
No, go. I go on the wood. I go on the wood, you go on the metal one.
Okay.
Yeah, little by little it's taking off.
It is. I think, you know what, I think maybe I get this off and we put some more on.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's all going to come off in one go anyway.
No.
No.
Don't call me the Duracell bunny for nothing, Anna. Places where it goes in really well, the product, and places where it just doesn't.
But I think you were saying it has a lot of layers of paint. You were both saying that.
Yeah. It's amazing the difference though, we're still way off that.
Yeah, it's weird that the metal color, I think, the old paint, the plum.
Yeah, a bit of lead in it.
Déjà, on commence à voir apparaître des cœurs de fleurs là.
Blow it off, Louis, blow it off.
We've come to have a look and it's looking really good, Louis.
Yes, almost done for the wood part. Well, we're still struggling with the metal one. That's not going.
Everything, but it's looking really good where you've done it there.
Yeah, you have to do it with the sand machine, but it's not working very good. I don't know why. So Edd is finding another solution. So I keep working on the wood, doing all the small part. It's a little bit long, but it's getting better like this. And like that, the paint is going to be perfect.
It's looking really good. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, tomorrow I will finish the other part, the other way. And it's going to be cool, ready to paint.
Nice. I'll leave you to it and I'll come and see you when there's a bit more progress.
Yes, tomorrow I will be fine with the other part of the wood. And I think Edd will find the solution for this.
Louis been working all day today. We have the, what do we have there, Louis? The top part of the window? I mean of the door, sorry.
Yes, it's the part we put behind this metal part. So I take everything off.
It's looking good. It's
Yes.
looking perfect.
And after,
Oh, very heavy. I'm
Yes.
just gonna go. Wow, that is looking really good.
up.
Nice. That is looking beautiful.
Yes, and Edd is going to see with the guy to take the door and
see whether he has a product to take the last bit of paint.
Yes, with the sand one, and I try to take off maximum as I can, but it's going to be much more easier with the sand machine. But the door is cooled, it's clean, no walls. Well, I think they changed this part, but Ed told me that maybe Jules is going to cut it and put another piece, I don't know.
Oh yes, probably.
To
But
make
it's
it
looking
better.
fantastic, Louis. You've done an amazing job.
Thank you. It was cool, quite satisfying to see. I hope you guys like it as well. Voilà.
And Louis, today is a special day.
Yes, last day,
Last finish, but
new projects coming.
it's not going to be the last time we see you, because we're going to come and see you.
Of course, yeah. And if you need any help, you know that you can call me.
Definitely.
So Louis done an excellent job on this door. You can see he's got most of the paint off, apart from here on the metal. Come back to that in a second. Here we've got a little bit of a kind of repair job that's been done here, but that doesn't matter. Jules has actually just been up and had a look at the door again. Jules said no problem with this. We just continue as if it's wood, even though it's been repaired. I'm now gonna, I know it seems really odd, but I'm now gonna undercoat this door. And that means that Jules has nearly the finished thickness of the door. There's going to a couple of mil of paint going to go on top. The big problem we've got is here on this metal work. It was very hard to get anything off with the sandblaster. And when we did get things off, we saw these little, I can't turn it round where we've done a really nice patch, but you got so much ornate kind of metal work under here. It would be a real shame not to take it back to the ornate metal work. So I'm going to take this door now to a professional aerogummer. I really don't know what it's called in English. We'll see if we can film at his. But basically, he's just going to fire air at it, not sand. Maybe I've got the translation wrong there. But anyway, he's going to get it all back to the metal. It's going to cost a couple of €100, but I think it's money well spent. He's also going to come round Anna. He's going to do the knocker, if everyone remembers the knocker. So yeah, you can see it needs more cleaning up than what Louis was able to do. So I thought we'll just send it to that guy as well, along with the handle. There's going to be a bit of a curveball on this door paint job. We will tell you which paint it is. I know people have been asking the colour and everything. It's going to be blue, isn't it, Anna?
Definitely blue, yes.
But there is a bit of a curveball, and we'll show you that when it actually happens. So I asked Jules to come up because I'm not happy with this, like kind of being hung on the back of the door and kind of closing with a little rubber joint. It just doesn't seem insulated enough. Plus, what's the point in having all this beautiful kind of metal, wrought iron metal, if there's no window behind it? It'll let more light in and it'll look beautiful. That brought up another problem. So yeah, we have a window behind, but if you put a window in, like a pane in here, and then seal it all in and everything, that's great for the first year. Afterwards, it's going to get dirty, and how do you clean it behind the wrought iron work? So Jules came up and I've asked him to make opening windows. So imagine this kind of idea, but it's going to be, most importantly, it's going to be insulated and it's going to have a good close on it. So we're going to have a window we can open here. There will be a window you can open up top. It's probably hardly ever going to get opened, but it means that you can clean the glass. So we're going to get beautiful light pouring through, and we're going to be able to get a fresh breeze coming through, which is obviously going to be very secure because you've got the metal. Let's get over to the project and show you where we're up to.
Sounds good, Ed.
Here we are back at the build. Things are creeping along nicely. So we stuck some plasterboard on here. Really, all we need to do now is get Cyril in to do the joints, and we'll be advancing nicely there. Finished off this window, but I think we're going to pop a bit more plasterboard on because regular viewers will know that we are coming up to about here with plasterboard, and this window is not going to be opening. It's going to stay shut. As you can see, we've painted the windows with a whitewash so that nobody can see in and nobody can see all my tools and come and steal them. We've kind of advanced on this side too. So here we've done some odd boxing in just because of the angles that we've got in here. For the time being, I've left this open. I need to know what you want to do here, Anna. If you think it's a good idea to have a niche or maybe some shelves or something. What do you think?
Well, yeah, it's a storage space, so you can always have things there.
Well, how big a storage space do you want? This goes quite a way back. Do we just leave it open like that?
Well, I don't think it's going to harm anyone for the time being until I can make up my mind.
Oh, lovely. So the possibility I'm doing all this work down here, crouching, and then all of a sudden you're going to say, actually, no, I don't want that. Let's close it off. Well, I think maybe just leave it open like that. It is useful for toilet rolls maybe and things like that.
That's going to be a lot of toilet rolls, but also a little bin, and you never know.
Yeah, you never know. You might need a lot of toilet rolls. Okay, in here, we've been doing some... I'll show you the outside in a minute. That's why it's wet.
There's water. What have you been doing?
Because I've been hosing down outside after Louis finished off the other day. Basically, there was a lot of dust out there, so I gave it a quick hose off, and we got water in here.
I thought it was your tears, because Louis was leaving you.
I know. So now Lou's practically finished down here. You can see all the joints are ready to be jointed up. And we can actually see where we're up to, what we've got in the way of stone. These, what the French call the tablis of the window, so like the kind of insert, they're all looking not too bad. Here at the front, you can see there's this kind of moulding now. We have to try and keep that because it'll look really good. So here we might have to take some of this off and take this one off the stone. And then we can just stick a piece of stone back on. Over on this side, we're practically there already. It needs filling in, stone stuck back on, and then just to kind of smooth over here. You can see how porous and shot the stone is there.
It is. I can see it falling.
Here then, we're going to have to replace 2 stones.
Mm-hmm.
Here I'm hoping to just kind of patch up or maybe a bit of plaquage again. You've got a little hole here and here.
Yeah.
One way or other, it's not going to be replacing stones, but these 2 are that bad they need replacing. And we've still got these nails in here. They need to come out, otherwise they're going to cause havoc again in winter. What will happen is the water will get onto the nail, make the nail rust, and also it'll do freeze thaw, so things will contract and expand, and basically the stone will be shot if we leave that like that. The rest up top, absolutely no problem. So this window here, you can see, is actually not too bad. I think we're going to pop a little bit of joint in here, and that should be okay. That seems okay too. So, I mean, even though there's going to be a shutter on there, it's a little bit cracked, we'll get away with that. This here, you can see we're in the process of, we've started the process of shoring it up and kind of building it up. So we're just going to build this up with some crepe and afterwards put 2 hooks in for the shutter again. So up top, you can see we cleaned a lot of it off with bleach. Like I say, I think it needs a second coat of bleach up there to really get it clean. This corner here might need a little bit of a scrape with a wire brush and then a bleach. But apart from that, it's looking okay. We've got a little bit of a problem here. And again, I think rather than replacing the stone, I'll use plaquage again.
Which is plaquage, because I think you keep on saying it, but people like me don't really know.
It's thin slithers of stone that we stick to the stone that's already there.
So slices.
Yeah, slices. Not too thin though, because if they're too thin, they just break. Something, maybe that kind of couple of inch thickness.
A couple of inches. 10, 20?
No.
Centimeters.
No. It's a couple of inches is about 6-7 centimeters. Something like that.
Okay.
Let's move on to the other side.
It's looking really good.
Yeah, it's looking really good, apart from a couple of... This just needs levelling up a little bit so you can see how it's hacked off.
It's so bright. I mean...
It needs the disc on it a little bit. To be honest, the stones aren't in great condition. It's a very old house, a lot older than most of the houses in the area. So we're just going to work with what we've got. Here, placage again, so thin slither of stone again. Again here, thin slither of stone. The rest seems okay. Up there, we can probably get away with it again. Thin slithers. And then that's it. The rest is all good. Got a couple of little patches there, a bit annoying there. They're going to be a bit awkward because we're going to have to go up a ladder with a bucket.
It's okay.
But they're going to have to be re-rendered. I don't want to touch too much of the joint up top because it doesn't need it.
No.
I don't see the point in hacking it all out and repointing it. So we're going to keep that as it is. Like I say, on this corner, it just needs wire brushing off, and I'm sure it'll be good to go for another 100 years.
Definitely.
Let's nip to the little garden because we've got two little things, well, two groups of things we want to show you, mainly because of a few comments, but also just because we've been advancing. Let's go.
I'm coming. Try to adjust to the light because you can now. The difference is huge.
Yeah. We will show you that stonework. We'll show you how to do the placage and how to do the joints and everything. I'm not showing much of the plasterboarding just because I think it's a bit boring to keep seeing plasterboarding and rails and things.
But also we've seen it, so it's not like we haven't seen it.
Yeah. This is one of the things I wanted to show you. So before Louis finished, I got him to clean up all of the hardware off the shutters. So we've got all these hinges. These are little, I mean, these I'm not so sure whether I'll be putting them back or not, we'll see. But these are your kind of
cute.
Yeah, they close the shutter in place when the window's shut, for example. The problem is up top now you won't have access with that because the first two window panes are actually fixed, so you can't get your arm down to do that. We might buy a new one of these, which is say about this long, and that inserts into the wood, so you have to kind of chisel out or router out a hole for it, and so you can close your shutters, and from that top window
you can put the
lock it.
That's
on
very pretty.
saying that, Anna, the shutters used to get closed because of the heat in summer more than anything, and with double glazing it's not quite the same anymore. So I'm pretty sure those shutters will stay open most of the time. But
but it's nice to have the option to have them closed or open as people want.
Yeah, so that's one thing that we've been up to. And
I mean, what I love about it is that we're getting parts from the old shutters there, putting into the new ones, and well, it just stays on. I mean, we're not replacing things that don't need replacing. We're just giving them a second life.
Yeah, again, that's something we're going to film because it's really interesting. We're going to use a router for that and a chisel for the final bit of that, and it just looks good on the new shutters when you put them in, and then we can paint them. Last thing I wanted to show everyone before we say goodbye, and that is the metal for the front,
which is like the other window, and this is important that we fix it.
Yeah, in the Bâtiment de France were very insistent that we keep these little pieces of metal at the front. I think it's font, so it's not going to be easy, but we're going to weld these back together, or get somebody to weld these back together, piece any pieces missing.
Yeah.
And that's going to go back on the front of the building.
Yeah, because one of the things that we both say, like, as long as we can do something and we know how to do something, we don't mind getting our hands dirty.
Yeah, but that's a specialist. That's not just welding, that's welding cast. And it's not as easy as you think.
No, definitely. But it's nice to reuse what was here.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not something that is going to add a huge amount of value to the build, but it's kind of a respect out of the building that we want to pop that back on, really. On that note, I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and ring that bell. It means that when we put a vlog out, you'll get a notification. See you all next time.
See you all soon.